Hi, I'm Connor, the shop manager at tacticalflyfisher.com. This is my colleague, Alex McCleary.
Hi.
We're here today to explore a little bit of new water. Devin and I are going to be spending some more time today with the Thomas & Thomas Contact 2. And we'll be getting Alex more acquainted with Euro-Nymphing, really for the first time. And he'll be fishing the Cortland Nymph Series rod, which is our favorite entry-level Euro-Nymph stick. Let's go catch some brown trout.
Let's do it.
Hello, little brown trout.
Do it again.
I'll do it again.
Do it again.
Oh.
No.
As soon as it gets to depth, there's a pile on it.
So you're playing a lot more with the little making it wiggle, huh?
Yeah. During summer, that's a pretty good tactic.
Interesting. Just because fish are more active or because bugs are more active?
All the above.
So right now I've got my 10-foot 2-weight Thomas & Thomas Contact 2, which I love this rod for smaller streams and smaller fish like this and fine tippet. It's just a really fun rod to fish as well as being accurate. And I have my micro leader, and between my wax sighter and my one Perdigon right now, I've probably got, I don't know, 3.5 feet maybe, and some 7X on. But I've got one Perdigon. This has a 3.3 millimeter slotted bead, because out here in this really pretty fast current, I tried a 3 millimeter inverting bead first and it just wasn't enough. So I went to that 3.3 millimeter slotted bead, and I've now caught, I don't know, 4 or 5 fish in pretty quick succession out of there. And they're eaten really early in the drift. So that single fly getting down in that rough water accurately. As soon as it's halfway through the column, it's getting tugged 2 seconds into my drifts. Pretty much everyone except the last one is eating that way. So be ready on those summertime drifts like this for the fish to grab on the descent. And I'm also having to be really quick about getting my slack in because that water is hustling. And on the descent, my perdigon is moving really quickly until it gets to depth. So I'm making some quick strips early, and then I can slow down once the fly's slowed down near the water or near the bottom. There's another fish. Ooh, another pretty good one. Hot fish, at least a bulldogger. Nice. There you go, that's better. Hurry and strip quick and get tight. There you go, move the rod downstream. Set, there you go. Fish on, dude. Get that rod further upstream and lower to the side. Keep going with the rod tip. There you go. You got to strip in a little more line. There you go. Alex, how many fish have you caught on a fly rod now?
12 or 14.
Okay. You're a dozen in. That's a good starting point. And the first one of the day.
Wow.
Okay, what did I tell you about the rod last time? Yep, start moving it upstream. Keep going.
Alex, I will come down there, dude.
He's all right. He needs to.
Turn this creek around. Hey.
Number 2 is in the net. Well, was in the net.
I need to let go.
Ah, the trials and travails of a new fly angler. We've all been there.
Now, when you're getting used to using these longer rods, it's going to take a minute to get used to how much line you need to land your fish.
Hooray!
That one's good.
Set. There you go.
Ooh.
Number 3 on the line. Okay, what do you do with your rod? Yep, further upstream.
Attaboy.
There you go. Okay, that's too much line. There you go.
Keep reeling.
Maybe a little more. Oh.
That's probably good. Nice.
Yeah. Woo. Dude. Get your hands wet. Awesome.
Show me to the fishy. in all its 8-inch glory.
They told me in high school.
The camera is shaking because I'm laughing too much.
Can we keep him?
Nothing like some immature toilet humor.
Please.
Show me the fishy. Bye-bye, fishy. What do you think, Alex? How do you like this Euro-Nymphing thing?
Well, it's getting used to, but I like it.
3 fish on the board in the first run. Maybe there's some more. But as soon as he put on the nymph, fish on.
He's not doing that wrong. Look where that fish was. Look where that fish was. Are you kidding me? He's like right there. What the?
Right over on the side.
What the heck, man? Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Pretty good for his first day Euro-Nymphing.
Yo! Get it! You gotta get it.
Over here we have Connor taking pictures of Alex's middle finger because apparently
Oh, look at that.
that's where this stray drake has decided to perch itself. It's also kind of crazy that we got drakes in August. It's rather late for this area, and he's gone.
Oh. Godspeed, little Drake. Godspeed. Middle finger's lonely.
Oh my goodness. There was another fish. What do you think, Alex? Do you like this river?
It's a pretty good river.
It's top 3 that I've ever fished.
How many have you fished?
3.
That's what I thought. They may not be giant in here, but there's plenty of them.
That's not a philosophy.
There's another one.
He's not doing this to rub it in, I swear. It's just stupid.
Almost like he's a professional.
He makes it look easy.
Cookie cutter brown trout.
29.
Central.
I'm gonna cut this after this.
Pretty though, it's still got some par marks, which is cool.
That is cool.
Fish in the net. Connor decided to break the handle off of his net this morning, so he's doing a fun job of hand netting with no handle. Connor, are you doing a nice job of missing the fish? There you go. Atta boy.
God, what that was like.
Oh, dropped it at the net.
That's pressure.
That's alright. That's the perfect long line release. Come upon this nice little fast run with some soft water on both sides. I'm going to start out with single nymph over here on this soft side. Hopefully catch a few fish. And then as I work my way into the center, I'll probably put on a 2-fly rig. I've got my other rod here that already has 2 flies on it, so I'll probably just switch to that. There's a fish. And hit that heavier stuff before switching back to this for the opposite bank where it's shallower and smoother again. And I've got a single 3mm inverting bead. It's kind of like a quildagon that Connor tied, but it's got a little bit of semperfly straggle for the thorax. But other than that, it looks the same. There we go, on the outside of that rock. Lots of little fish in here, but you get the occasional big one as well. Oh, I had to take as soon as my fly had sunk about a foot on that one. Little micro brown trout. Micro brown trout on a micro leader. So I'm trying to cover a little bit of different water each time, just kind of moving my way from left to right and then back right to left as I get closer to the center. And there's a nice deeper slot right next to the center there that will have more fish, just like that one. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time there before I put the heavy rig on and go to the far side. See you later, fishy. And I'm making fairly short casts here because I don't need a lot of sink time, and I also want to be in control of my leader and my line early on, because so many of the takes today have come as soon as the fly has pretty much started drifting, within a foot of it, 2 feet of it at the beginning of the drift. And if I don't have control and strike detection right off from the get-go, I miss those fish. I've also found that little shimmy and shake drifts today, where I just bounce the rod tip up and down. Those have gotten a lot of fish as well after I've done some dead drifts for an area. And then full-on swung drifts at the end have worked well also. Whoop. Okay, so let's take the same rig and just see if I can get anybody up shallow with this single fly, and then we'll swap to that 2-fly rig that's got a lot more weight on it. And that definitely zipped through there pretty quickly, so I don't have enough weight to get down into any of that water, which I expected. But sometimes you can get some fish that are willing to come up through the column. Whoa, missed that guy. Saw him flash right under the surface. But single fly is not looking like it's the way to go. So let me switch to that double fly rig on my other rod and we'll try it again. Okay, so I just swapped to that 2-fly rig, and I've got a blowtorch with a 3.3 millimeter bead, and then a little perdigon, just kind of an experimental perdigon that's sort of like a zebra midge but with the tail, and then pink wire instead of silver. And that one's got a 2.5 millimeter bead. We'll try that to begin with. And if I don't get anything, we'll start adding some weight, or we'll move that cider so that I have more tippet. There's a fish on the blowtorch. See you later, fishy. Ooh, bottom. Now when I'm slapping my rig like that, I'm just spanking my flies off downstream to get the crud that my flies have gotten from the bottom off of my flies. It's a lot easier than hauling them in and picking it off by hand. Haha, yes, the fish in this river seem to love the swing. Well, I just lost them on the swing, but so on that one I just full on let it swing all the way out at the end of the drift. And it grabbed on a tight line. We'll do that again. They love that swing. Little guy. See ya. So I repositioned just a little bit. There's a boulder in the middle of the run here that I have to kind of split my drifts around. There we go. Because I have to either drift below it or above it because I run into it. And it's underwater, so you wouldn't see it if you weren't looking. But I've run into it a couple times and can't seem to get my drift to come past it, so I've now repositioned. That one took the blowtorch. Just came a couple steps upstream so that I could make casts further upstream. Oh, looks like it's a fly out. Nope, still in there. All right, thanks, Mr. Brown Trout. So now I've got a better angle on that water above the boulder. Now that fish that I just caught was sitting right on the upstream face of that boulder using the cushion that it creates. That little pillow of current on the front side of it. Really common place. Ooh, there we go, for a fish to be hanging. There's another one. Haven't found any big fish in this run yet, which I was expecting one or two that were at least a little bit bigger than this, but maybe we'll get lucky here and someone will show their face that's a little bit bigger. Oh, they love the swing in these eddies here. So I've got an eddy on the far side of me, and I'm just putting my cast into the back of it where it's actually spinning upstream, letting it drift dead for a little bit, and then as soon as it gets on that seam, it looks like Alex has got one downstream too, that's good. But as soon as it gets on that seam where it goes from slow to fast, I just stop the drift and swing it on a tight line. Almost just like I was swinging a wet fly through there. And then just wait till I feel them grab. Last spot to pick off at the top of the run. I'm just casting up into that fast, shallow stuff. I gotta get it over the top of that. And then sink it right where the run drops in there. There we go. Another one on the swing. Ooh, nice fish this time. Jumper. You know, size is always relative. And occasionally I've caught some big fish out of this river, but most of the time they're pretty small. So it's always nice if you can get a fish that's 11, 12 plus inches like this. Especially when they want to jump. Well, it looks like that one broke off my point fly on the rock somewhere down below, so I'd say we're probably done with this run, and I'm going to re-rig and we'll head upstream.